The ATEM Mini Pro ISO is a beast. Now, I bought this switcher because I needed something to help me kind of go through my editing for podcasts a lot faster. It was taking me a long time to go through an entire podcast and cut whenever there was a person speaking. So this kind of saved me a lot of time because now I have a device that I can switch to in real time. So when I get home, all the cuts are already done. And I love this because they make it so easy, not just for the cuts, but just for saving it so that I can edit it in Davinci. Now, my first time using this little switcher was yesterday. I was in a podcast location in Santa Monica, and the room was really small. So I was able to connect all my cameras with this ATEM Pro just in the small room I was in. And when I tell you it was responsive, it is very, very responsive. What I like about it the most is just that I'm able to connect an external hard drive to the switcher, and it's a Blackmagic product. So I already edit on Davinci. The fact that I'm able to connect a hard drive here, hit record on the switcher, every switch that I have, it has a file that has all of the cuts together, and it has all of the camera files separately. So when I'm editing, if there was a cut that I made that I may have done it too soon, or say it happened a few times, if I cut to one person and the other person wasn't finished talking, I had to cut back, I'm able to fix that just by sliding the clip over. That by itself saved me so much time in the editing process that this product is just going to be a keepsake for me whenever I do podcasts. Right now, what this is going for is about 500 USD, and they have a couple of other switchers that are a little bit cheaper. Now, this one holds 4 camera HDI ports, so that is way more than I actually need. Most times I only use 3. The fact that I can use 4 is a good alternative, and I like that the power port is screw-in, so I don't have to worry about it coming unplugged or anything like that from this end. I mean, I still have to pay attention to the wall, but for the most part, this is a solid design. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels well made. Now, the things that I don't necessarily like about it is I feel like the power cable is way too short. When I went to my shoot recently, I had to bring my power port here, or my power station, just to reach from this switcher. And to me, that sucks. I wish it was long enough to just run into a wall, because if this thing died, then all is lost. Or let's say I went somewhere and this wasn't charged, then that could just, it can hurt the whole project. Granted, I'll probably use this in areas where I might not be close to a wall, so this is an okay solution for now. But overall, I think that they should have a power cable that just is a little bit longer, especially because when I set my cameras up, I needed a 10-foot long HDI port just to set up my cameras, you know, pretty far from each other and still be able to make the angles look a little different. I know that there are mic ports here. I don't think I'm going to use these necessarily, but it's a good option to be able to have 2 mics. But what I can say is that there's no audio without the microphones. Now, the way that I was using it is I connect all of my cameras to this, and I record it on my cameras themselves, and I record it on the external hard drive that plugs into this. Now, when I look back at the footage strictly from this, there is no audio coming from any of my cameras, not even the built-in microphones on the cameras. But when I look at the cameras themselves, there's audio on it. Because of that, I do wish there was a way for this to collect audio without using the mic ports. Like, because it's already recording on the camera separately, I wish I was able to just hear the audio that's coming from each camera themselves. But you know, maybe that's something that's going to be in the works for later. Again, I don't know much about switchers. This is my first switcher that I've ever gotten. So for now, I would say it's an amazing buy because it did what I needed it to do, which is save me time in the editing process. And I know that there's software out there that can make cuts for me, like different AI software that I've seen, but there's nothing like doing it yourself. And knowing that I know when I'm done with the podcast, it's already saved and ready to go, and I can just click the Davinci file and it opens up Davinci so I can just get started, is amazing. Now, there is ways that you can stream with this device. I probably won't use it for that because I'm not a gamer, or I don't really go live very often, so I doubt I would use it for that, but you are able to do that. I've actually seen people connect this to their cameras and their computers, because there's an Ethernet port connected to it as well. So you can use this for Zoom calls, or if you have business meetings or whatever, you can utilize this to switch different camera angles if you wanted to do so, which I think is pretty cool. So if you're thinking about getting the ATEM Mini Pro ISO, especially for podcasting, I say go for it, because it's an amazing device. And overall, if you can buy anything that can help you save time with your editing process, I say go for it, because as I've grown and learned, editing is the longest part of a job for the most part. I'm always looking for shortcuts to make things easier and more efficient. But that's it for this video. If you're new to the page, please like, subscribe, share with a friend. My name is Simeon, and I love helping new creators find direction. So if you are new to the industry and you're looking for a switcher, trust me, go pick this up, or one that is just a little bit cheaper and does the same thing. And I'll see you guys in the next one.